Hi, this is Max from Dynamixyz. In this video, I will explain how to track in real time in Unreal Engine. To track in real time, you will need Grabber software in its enhanced version. After this tutorial, you should be able to track and retarget to your 3D character's face and the expression in real time in Unreal Engine. Before we start, you must make sure you have prepared your retargeting profile so it can be animated in real time. You must also make sure you have a proper FBX version of your 3D character. So I'll open Unreal Engine and create a new project. To import the character in Unreal, I can either click on Import in the content browser or drag and drop the FBX file at the same location. A FBX import options window will pop up. In Unreal, the blend shapes are called morph targets, so make sure that the Import Morph Targets box is checked in the Mesh menu if you want to animate the blend shapes. Otherwise, only the bones will be animated. We also recommend to check the Use T0 as reference pose box so that Unreal uses the very first frame of your FBX as a neutral pose. After the importation, warnings can show up, but as long as there is no error messages, you should be able to animate your character. I suggest you to frequently click on the Save All button after making changes to your project. So my character has been imported with textures. This file, which appears in pink, is very important as it represents the character's mesh. I'll double-click on it, and if you select the window menu and select the skeleton tree, you will be able to see your bones hierarchy and check that everything is right. To check the blend shapes, look for the Morph Targets tab. For instance, if I move this slider, I see my character moving. To animate our character, we need the Dynamixyz Live Link plugin, which you can find in the Unreal Engine Marketplace. Dynamixyz Live Link plugin will enable Grabber to send data to Unreal Engine. Once you've downloaded the plugin, you need to enable it in your project. Go to the Edit menu and select Plugins. Look for the Dynamixyz Live Link plugin and enable it. Unreal should ask if you want to restart the editor. Simply click Restart Now. The editor restarts and the plugin now appears as enabled. Now connect to Grabber. We need to create a Live Link source. Click on the Windows menu in Unreal and select Live Link. A new window pops up. I will click on the Add Source button and select the Dynamixyz source. I give the IP address and port of the machine where Grabber will be running and click on OK. The new source appears here and shows that Unreal is trying to connect to Grabber. If I open the logs, I can see the connection attempt every second. For now, I did not start Grabber. That is why I cannot connect. Just a quick tip. I don't want the logs to be polluted by these connection attempts, so I will select my source in the Live Link window and go to the Advanced Properties on the right and uncheck Log the Connection Attempts. This way, only message will appear when Unreal successfully connects to Grabber. Now we are going to see how to connect to Grabber. Then go under the Project menu and select Open Performer 2 RT Project. I'll open the folder where I previously exported the profiles and upload the files with the DAM3 extension. Today, I will be using one camera, my webcam, so I'll select a one camera layout and my webcam in the devices. The smaller red button here starts the tracking. Let's click on it. You can see now that I'm tracked in real time with the profile I've just exported. Be aware that the lighting conditions are very important. You should get the closest conditions in which you shot the frames from your tracking profile. If the tracking goes wrong, I can reset it by clicking on the blue arrow here in Grabber. To send the animation data to Unreal, we must check the network parameters by going into the Network menu and selecting Service Options. Under Retargeter, make sure that the streaming animation is checked. Grabber will send the entity set informations through the network using the port defined here. The default port number is 5559. make sure that you choose the same port in the LiveLink source you previously created. If not, you can still delete the source and create a new one with the proper IP address and port. If I go back to the LiveLink window, I can now see that the source is connected to Grabber. If I select it, I see in the second part of the window that a new subject is being streamed. The name of this subject is important, as it will be associated to the character. To change it, simply click on the source and check Override Subject Name on the right. To animate a character in Unreal, we need an animation blueprint. To create it, you can either right-click on the mesh, the ping file, and select Create Animation Blueprint, or right-click anywhere in the content browser and click on Create Animation Blueprint and associate it to your character's mesh. This new blueprint is highlighted in orange. I will double-click and open it. We will look for the Animation Graph tab. If you are not familiar with Unreal, you should simply know that this is a linear graph that will compute the pose of my character at every frame. What I will do is tell the blueprint to use my LiveLink subject to compute the pose. I right-click on the graph and select the LiveLink pose node. This node needs a subject name that is associated with my LiveLink source. Remember, this is the name I had in my LiveLink source, so I will put the same name here. I'll compile and save. In the preview, my character begins to move, but does not look like anything I want, so I will have to create a retargeting blueprint to tell LiveLink how to interpret the data from Grabber. In the content browser, I right-click and select Blueprint Class. A Pick Parent Class window will pop up. I will unfold all the classes section and type DXYZ to find the DXYZ LiveLink retarget asset. Select it and click on the Select button. I just created the second blueprint that I need to make my animation works best. This retarget asset is very simple to use. In the DXYZ mapping settings panel, I will select the mesh that I want to use. Just under, I will select the entity set I've exported from Performer. I click on the Browse button to open the directory where I exported the profiles and look for the file with the ESC extension. I import it. From here, the plugin links the face entity set and the character. It will list all the bones and morph targets it has found in the face entity set and try to automatically map them. On the left, you have the face entity set, and on the right, everything that is included in the character. I must tell LiveLink to use my retarget blueprint. So I'll go back in my animation blueprint, click on the LiveLink node, and under Retarget Asset in the Details panel, I will select the retarget asset I've just created. Right now, I just want to correct the axis. So I will go in the DXYZ stream configuration panel of my retarget asset. I will open the two blueprints side by side to see the changes in real time. I will tell LiveLink to use this order and correct the direction of the axis using these checkboxes. If I change the axis order, I can see the bones of my character moving in different directions. Now I will play my animation in the scene. I'm going to drag and drop the blueprint of animation in the scene and launch the tracking in Grabber by clicking on the small red button. Here the animation looks better. In case you have exported different retargeting profiles from Performer, you will be able to enable or disable them using the Two Masks button in Grabber. This can be used, for instance, to animate multiple characters at the same time. To do so, you will have to create one source for every character and select different port for each of them. To know which port to set for each character, keep in mind that the base port defined in Grabber will be associated for the first profile, and for every following profile, we just added the position in the list to the base port. For instance, if the base port is 5559, Grabber will stream the animation data for the second character on the port 5560, and for the third one, it will be 5561, and so on. Dynamics' LiveLink plugin allows you to customize the animation in Unreal. You can boost the animation coefficients, clamp the rotation of a bone, activate or deactivate any entity, and a lot of stuff like that. If you want to know more, just check our advanced tutorial on real-time tracking in Unreal. If you want to learn more about the options available in Grabber in its enhanced version, check out our tutorial Grabber Overview.